Well, welcome everybody to week 2 of the April online program for the alumni of the Sunshine Coast Health Center up here in Powell River, BC. And this month we're talking about the drug experience. And it's amazing, again, as I mentioned last week, that to me the most obvious thing in the world is that an addict uses drugs to experience what it's like to be intoxicated. And yet, very few people talk about this stuff. In fact, I mentioned in last week it's only been really in the last decade or two that psychologists have even bothered trying to figure out what is this experience of being intoxicated, even though it seems to be the entire point of the exercise. And routinely, I'll ask a client, what'd you get out of getting high? And he'll say something like, oh, nothing, it was horrible. I don't believe that for 1 second. I mean, there's some appeal, some profound appeal that the guys here are willing to face the consequences, and they know what's coming. And so the question is, what is that appeal? What makes the drug high so attractive, right? So last week we talked about the great William James and how he described alcohol, being high on alcohol, being high on nitrous oxide, and he talked about chloroform as well. And this week there was this researcher from the US State Department, and he was kind of curious to know why all these crack addicts were getting high on crack. There had to be some great appeal, so he talked to a lot of them. And not only this one researcher, a whole bunch of people have done this. And so if you read enough of these articles, you get quite a collection of what crack addicts tell you what it's like to be high on crack. So I put some in the written portion of the program, but just to read you some here. This is this document. This is from Janus Head magazine, which is a very intelligent magazine, and you can, by the way, it's all online. It's the 2004 issue. There's 2 special issues, and they're all on the drug experience, and they've got nothing to do with calling it a disease or anything else. It's actually fascinating stuff, and you can download it yourself. Anyway, just to read some of the things that they told this researcher, and the magazine has a whole bunch of other examples, but he would say things like, it's like the whole world life is beautiful. I feel great. I have lots of ideas. My mind just opens tremendously. My mind is really fast and I can think better. I feel life is wonderful. I can do anything. Right? And that'd be typical stuff. Or another comment here is, I felt like Superman. I got to move mountains. Or another guy said, it was a feeling that I had been searching for. Right? I mean, that's a pretty remarkable description of what it's like to be high on crack cocaine. And this appeal to it, right? It's remarkable that these people feel, they feel powerful, they feel strong. They can think better. This is a very common thing we hear from the clients here. When I'm high on crack, I can think better, right? Because my mind is just going so fast. I can solve problems. Everything's bang, bang, bang. So that's quite a great appeal, right? And you can think about this experience, which some of the people say it's so good you can't even describe it. So this experience is worthwhile for them. They're willing to go through this. They're willing to spend these staggering amounts of money just for this experience, right? And that tells you a lot about what it's like to be high on crack and its appeal. At any rate, next week we'll look at some more research on what people have come up for the power of intoxication. So until then, have a good week.